Hi, everybody. My name is Jeremy Parzen, and I'm a wine writer and a wine educator based in Houston. And today we are here on behalf of the Italy America Chamber of Commerce South Central, which is based here in Houston, covering Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas, but based here in Texas and Houston. And today we're talking about some ethical wine, some sustainable wine from Umbria. These are wines that are going to be presented at a seminar on Monday, March 14th as part of Taste of Italy. It'll be me, Master Sommelier Stephen McDonald, and wine writer Dale Robertson. We're going to be presenting these wines. On the other side, over in Italy, hi Italy, we have Niccolò and Elisa. Niccolò is the legacy owner. His family owns a wonderful estate called Tenuta dei Mori in Perugia province. It's a beautiful farm. It's a beautiful wine growing estate. It's also a chateau relais. It's a tourist destination. It's all about nature. It's all about all kinds of good stuff. And today, the theme of our conference on Monday, the 14th of March, is, are there alternatives to organic certified wine? Organic certified is an interesting idea for wine, but what people are finding is that it's a much broader question, and that organic wine farming can actually be bad for the community. And we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk about that today. So Niccolò, can you just jump in? Tell us about your family, about your winery, and welcome. And thank you so much for being part of Taste of Italy.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the nice presentation. I am Nicolò Vicaroni, and she is Elisa Pituello.
Hello.
And today we present you Tenuta dei Mori. Tenuta dei Mori is in Umbria, in the grain heart of Italy. And we make wine in the same land where my father was born. And my father is to live there in a huge farmhouse, and with their family. At the start, they didn't own the property, but they work the land and make wine too. And they make wine, but only for themselves at the start. And because wine help there to work and life better, they said. So in 1980, unfortunately, they left this beautiful place.
Really?
But yeah. But my father has a dream, and the dream talk about to come back and live there in order to do not forget our roots and our tradition. So finally, 8 years ago, his dream came true, and Tenuta dei Mori became officially a winery, and we start to produce wine.
So let me jump in. It's in 1980, the family left, but 8 years ago, so in 2014?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So you guys came back.
In 2014, we planted the vineyards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it takes 4 years to bottle our first wine. Yeah, 4 years.
And now, did your family buy the estate? Did you come back and purchase the estate? Or wow.
Yeah.
So what did your family do in the meantime? I'm curious.
They do another work, and with the work, they are going to rebought the farmhouse that my father's lived when was a child.
Well, that's amazing.
His father was able to buy a piece, then the other year after year, he create an estate.
Yeah.
With vineyards, olive groves, with other fields. Yeah, it's a big property.
Yeah, we have
it's a beautiful
wine resort.
It's a beautiful estate. But I'm just curious, what did your father do while he wasn't between 1980 and 2014? Was he working in great winemaking or?
No,
absolutely
no,
not.
absolutely not. There's a different work. All a different work. He work the leather.
The made in Italy
jacket. Awesome. Yeah. Which is very famous from that part of Italy, tanning leather. Yeah. Now, you guys are in one of, I mean, there's no place in Italy that's not beautiful, but you're in one of the most beautiful places. It's one of the most, for lack of a better word, pastoral. When you go to that part of Italy, you feel like you've gone back not just to the 19th century, but you really feel like you could be in the Renaissance because you see the hilltop towns. There's no industry. It's all farming. It's very undeveloped. It's a really interesting place to make wine. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are in Umbria and why it's a special place for growing wine?
We are 50 kilometers from Perugia, the historical city center from Perugia. And actually we are very, very lucky because we have an incredible view and we can see the historical city center from the terrace.
Oh, so wow.
Very, very nice. We can see the Umbrian Hills, the classic Umbrian Hills landscape, and Perugia, yeah. And it's a great place to live and to work, and we are very happy to open our doors because a place like this must share with the others, because yeah, the environment is very nice. There are a lot of animals, and there are also the weather is nice because it's not too much hot and not too cold, so it's the classic Mediterranean weather. We hope that the climate change won't change too much, but if we can feel the changing.
I think that everybody who works in wine, you know, I tell people, regardless of what you think the cause of climate change is, there's no doubt that it's happening, and there's nobody more knowledgeable about climate change than people who make wine, because the weather is so more than any other crop. So really, which leads us to the theme of our seminar this year, which is ethical wine, sustainable wine. Now, can you guys tell me, you know, we've in the minds of wine consumers, organic, you know, everything is organic, right? Is so important. But when you're a winemaker or any type of farmer, you realize that organic can make a higher quality product, but it also creates other problems like the use of copper. It also creates problems with the costs of certification. It creates problems, you know, with your neighbors, all these type of things. So you guys have not chosen to be organic certified, but rather sustainable. Now, sustainable is a broad word. Can you tell us some of the things that you do to, you know, what's your approach to growing grapes?
Yeah, there's all things we are going to do on the vineyard and the winery, and for the sustainability. And in the vineyard first, with a mechanical method,
not chemical but mechanic.
Not chemical but mechanic. And we work with environment station and
the weather station.
The weather station, and it work much with this station, because it said when we can enter on the vineyard for the treatment.
Treatments.
Yeah,
the
for
treatment, the sprays, the spray.
And, yeah, and
we try to care about the environment, to do less but do it better. So
Exactly.
We plan, he plans all the activities, check the weather station, and yeah, in order to save product, save hour of work, but especially to respect the environment.
Yeah,
and
because
let me jump in. Let me just jump in. When you're talking about weather station, it's two things, right? It's temperature, it's monitoring the temperature, but it's also monitoring the humidity, because humidity is the problem, is the biggest enemy to the grape grower, right? Humidity causes mildew and rot and all these problems, and you have to, especially with the way the weather is now with these intense rainstorms, you have to be looking out for humidity. The weather, you know, in an organic farm, what they'll do is they'll just spray everything with copper and sulfur, right? And they'll just spray the whole vineyard. But when you use the weather stations, you're able to determine, and stop me if I'm wrong, you're able to determine exactly which rows you need to work on. So I loved, Elisa, that you pointed out, you save money because because you're not just spraying the whole vineyard, right, with copper or sulfur, you know, copper beforehand and sulfur after, right? Which by the way, are allowed in organic farming, but they're, you know, copper's a heavy metal. You know, it's toxic to livestock, it's toxic to humans. It can, so you're using less treatments, right? Less sprays, and you're using them just targeted where you need to use it. And that overall is better for everybody. Not just. Now, what about the wines? You know, one of the things we're going to do on Monday, March 14th is we're going to taste the wines with a master sommelier and say, okay, hey, these are not organic certified, but they're delicious. Let's talk about what they taste like. How does that, you know, tell us a little bit about the wines, and what's your philosophy of winemaking?
Okay. At the Taste of Italy, we are going to introduce for the first time in the United States our products. These three products, and the name of all the wine take inspiration by the clothes. So the weather is important for us, also on the level, because
it's all connected.
Yeah. It's all connected because we want to present the connection between the nature and the human beings, and we work every day under the sky, and the clothes are one of the most important things for me to check before work and before decide most type of work that we are going to do on the winery.
And they are all blends. Because we would like to create a fusion between traditions and new flavors. So we, of course, we respect our traditions using Sangiovese and Trebbiano. There are original varieties from Umbria, but Niccolò is a very fan of northern Italy wines, so he enjoyed to experiment and to mix different varieties.
And
what are the names? Tell us the names of the wines, please.
The name of the wines take inspiration so by the clothes, and there are the name of all the clothes in each wine. Stratus, it's the Latin name of a clothes that you can see at 1,200 meters of high
Elevation,
yeah,
altitude.
yeah. And so all the name of the wine, so take by the clouds and cumulus and alto cumulus. There are
all the names come from the clouds.
yeah.
And I love I mean, I haven't tasted the wines and I'm really excited. You mentioned that the wines have never been in the United States. We'll be the first people to taste them, which is really exciting. And I love, you know, this is to me the thing about organic farming. When people say, oh, this is an organically farmed wine, okay, that's it, basta, stop, right? Just because you're not organic certified doesn't mean you can't be so thoughtful. And I love that it's such a connection, a deep connection to nature. I love that you talked about the connection between human activity and nature. And this is such a great, from everything I've read about your winery, I'm like, these guys are really thinking. They're very thoughtful. They care. And it's also something that a lot of people don't realize. You know, it's this idea, if you're not organic, it can't be good. Well, I'm sorry, that's just not the case, right? If it's not organic, it's not thoughtful. That's not the case either. It's actually the approach that you guys are taking is a much more holistic and overarching approach. And I always point out to people that organic farming is great for the wine and the people who drink the wine. It's not great for the water table around, you know, whereas sustainable farming is not just focused on the wine and selling the wine, but rather the whole community. And when the whole community is doing well, the biodiversity is encouraged, you know, it's a much bigger picture. And I love what you guys are doing, and I'm really excited to taste the wines. We just need you guys to come visit us in Houston. I know you know, we thought you would be here, but for the reasons we all know, I'm not there and you're not here. So
but we will be there in March.
Oh, you are going to be here.
Yeah, we can't wait.
That's even better news. That's great. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah,
so
we are so excited.
That's fantastic. So that's news to me, and it's great news. And so you guys you'll actually be there to present the wines. It'll be really fun. The people we're going to taste the wine with, especially Stephen, is an incredible taster. And so I thought this will be, you know, let's really taste these wines. And instead of just say organic, not organic, sustainable, no, let's talk about how these wines are made, how they're farmed, and let's taste them together. Well, guys, that's great. You just made my day to know that we're going to meet you in person. I'm looking forward to that. And guys, remember, you're both coming, right? Niccolò and Elisa, you'll both be here. Great. So guys, if you're watching this video on Monday, March 14th at Taste of Italy, I believe it's at 10:30 a.m., we're going to be doing an ethical wines tasting with Tenuta dei Mori. I hope you can join us. And Niccolò and Elisa, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
We'll see you 1 month from today's. And by the way, happy Valentine's Day. And we will see you in 1 month, right? All right. Thank you very much. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, Jeremy.
See you.